broadcaster, podcaster, author of the book A Yogi's Path to Peace and your guide to all things yoga and meditation. Today we have Karen with us, and I'm going to let Karen introduce herself. So, Karen, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Karen Pagana. I am the founder of Chic Spirit Yoga. I am primarily a yin yoga teacher, and I also study Nada Yoga, the yoga of sound. And then I bring all of those items together in my other passion, which is fashion, color, texture. And so I bring that to the world of yoga so that that inner bright self that we find through our meditation, through our yoga, that we can then use clothing and makeup to reflect that on the outside so that our inner and our outers mirror who we are.
That is so cool, Karen. I did not know that about you. We have been teaching in the same area for quite some time, and we taught at a couple of the same places before. I had no idea that you did that. What got you into doing that?
Well, this beautiful practice of yoga that I've been lucky enough to be practicing for over 30 years now, it leads us to our true self. So my true self gets inspired by colors and textures and patterns and all of those. Excuse me, I just dropped my earpiece. And I get inspired by all those beautiful beauty rituals, etc. And that's a part of who I am. So through yoga, I've always felt a little bit disconnected, that I wanted to bring it in and I didn't know how. So through this time of contemplation that maybe many of us have been in for over a year, I settled in and I said, I'm going to really do my practice and I'm going to understand how to bring these things together because I'm living two lives and I need to live because yoga, union,
Right.
one.
I love that you've been able to do that. That's so cool because I really do believe that like you do, yoga brings you to the true essence of who you are, and that is a part of you. And so to be able to weave that together is so beautiful. How do you make that happen? Um,
So, through private sessions with any client that wants to work with me, one of the first things that we find out is first we meditate so that we're in that space of true self. Then we start to find out what colors that person is drawn to. Then we can go through, we could do this virtually or in person, going through the closet to start to pull out items that are not that true self. So even if we need to be in a business suit, there's a way to bring that forward where it resonates with you and you're shining and you're sparkling. So even if you're in a corporate world, you can still do this work. So it's very exciting. And then going deeper would be literally to go through the closet, weed out what no longer serves. And most of us, this is a over 30-year-old statistic. When people used to start to be stylists and that sort of things over 30 years ago, this statistic has never changed. Most of us only wear 80% of what we own in our closets. So that's a lot of energy, that's a lot of purchasing power, that's a lot that we're wasting. So when we move those items out, we're freer. And you may, donate those. And a certain amount of those we'll bring back in, but work with them in a different way that brings them forward to today and to where someone is now. So it can get quite involved, and it's a lot of fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun. I probably need to get you when I'm a little more organized myself. I think I wear about 30% of my clothes that I have. And
And that's not bad then, Donna. You're doing pretty well, but we can definitely bring that forward a little bit more. And once we have someone set with kind of a system that's very easeful, usually it's 4 primary colors, can really complete a wardrobe for someone. And then when you do want to add something, if it's not within those 4 colors, then you usually wouldn't purchase it. So it makes future purchases always work. So you're never again looking at something in your closet that you're not using, you're not wearing.
that's
So Yeah, and sometimes people think this is about consumerism, but it's actually about the opposite. It's about using what we own and what we choose to store.
Right. But I like of having that clarity, as all yogis should have, on clarity not in our life's purpose, but a clarity in what we're doing and what we're actively doing as far as our purchases, like you said, and what we're wearing and what we're storing and what other people may find benefit in having by getting rid of what no longer serves us, like you said. So it really is a win-win-win for everyone.
Yes, it is. And I find that when I work with clients, rarely are we purchasing something. It's mostly that we're rediscovering what's already been purchased.
Very cool. Very cool. I know that sometimes I try to stretch myself sometimes that because I want to try a new color and then I end up not wearing it or, so it is about knowing yourself and what you're doing. Do you find that the colors that people choose or what resonates with them align with chakras? Just curious.
Yes, that's a really great question, Donna. Often it does. And it's very interesting. Many of us who teach resonate with blue throat chakra, which is also listening and speaking.
Right. That is why I'm Azul Yoga. Blue yoga, because that was my chakra that was out of balance the most, and what I needed to work on mostly. So I needed to invoke and get more blue around me. I think I'm wearing navy blue right now.
We're matching.
Yay! So what got you into yoga?
I actually was going through a divorce and
Mm,
I was floored. And I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm very tall for those of you who don't know me. And I was 116 pounds.
wow.
And I started to work with a naturopath, and it was my first experience with holistic medicine. And she was a yoga instructor.
Hmm.
And so that was part of her prescription. And when I went to her first class, I was in heaven. I was just in heaven.
Wow. Yeah, and same for me. I'd gotten a divorce. I've been a divorce for about 10 years before I started getting into it. But really that was what led me or pushed me into the yoga path was the sadness that lingered from all that. Um so what is your favorite practice? I know you teach a lot of different things like you've already told us, but what is your favorite practice? What is your message that you like to teach to everyone when you
So
do a practice?
yin is my most favorite. Yin is what I'm known for. I started with that. My body is not a naturally flexy body. And once I discovered yin very early on, it just sang to my heart. It allows us that time to come home to ourselves, to come into ourselves. And that's really the message that I love to put out there. I love to do a practice and then say, there you are. This is you.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Wow, that's deep because for those of us who have practiced yin, and for those of you who don't know what yin is where you get into postures. This is a simplified version of what yin is, but you stay in postures for several minutes. And so it does allow you to become truly aware of how you feel in that position, and you get to know your body in a deeper way. Um, and so if anyone who's practiced, you start feeling uncomfortable, and it's about settling into that uncomfortableness. And it is really a special practice um, to practice because you begin learning about the differences between your right side and your left side, and truly knowing yourself in every aspect in every way. Is that a good enough description of yin, Karen?
That was beautiful, Donna. Absolutely.
Since you're an expert at it.
Yeah. And so from that space where we start to know where are we struggling, where are we resisting, it really exposes our patterns. And then when our patterns are exposed, we can shift. And that's how we change our lives and then therefore help change everybody around us, lifting us all up to the higher and higher vibrations.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, so how can people get in touch with you if they want to find out more about what you do?
Oh, thanks for asking that. Super easy. It's at chicspirityoga.com, and chic is CHIC. That's the fashion part.
Okay.
Chicspirit.com. Also, my email address there is chicspirityoga@gmail.com. So chicspirityoga.com, chicspirityoga@gmail.com.
Thank you so much. I'll make sure that when this goes out on the podcast, that is written down in the description so that people can get a hold of you.
Thank you.
Um, you're welcome. So I want to make sure we uh, touch bases on everything. We know a little bit more about you. We know what you do. We know that what brought you to yoga. We know what you're passionate about and who you are and how to get a hold of you. So I think we've covered everything. Now the good part that everyone really wants to tune in for is the guided meditation. And you said you would honor us in that guide in guiding us in a meditation.
Absolutely. So I thought today we would use some nada yoga, yoga of sound. The beauty of yoga of sound is, yes, we can use instruments, we can use anything, but I love to teach we use our own voice because it's always with us. So anywhere we are, this practice can help us out. So we're just going to start and then we'll stop for a moment and I'll go a little deeper. Then we'll start again for a moment. We'll go a little deeper. We'll do that 3 times so that we really can start to feel what's going on in the body. It's as simple as this. All we're going to do is hum. So we just inhale. Breathe when you need to. Inhale and hum. One more. Inhale and hum. Now, right there, begin to notice. Did your eyes naturally close? The answer, yes or no, they're both correct at this moment. Do you notice a resonance of the humming anywhere in your head or body? And then if the eyes were closed, just gently open them for a moment and notice already whatever difference has happened. So we can imagine if we're out in public and we witness maybe an exchange between people that's a little uncomfortable, we start to feel that energy coming towards us. We can silently hum to ourselves quietly. No one else can hear it. And we can shift that energy from coming into us. So let's go just a little bit longer and then we'll pause again. If you happen to be doing something else besides sitting well, that's okay. We're going to work our way to seated. So let's hum again a few times. Doesn't matter what tone you're in, just let it be very easeful and natural. So we'll hum 5 times this time. So here we go. Let's just inhale. And we hum audibly. Inhale and hum. Inhale, hum. Inhale and hum. Final one in this set. Inhale. take a few moments to once again notice any changes, any vibration. Notice if you feel more grounded deep in the belly. Notice if perhaps about now the brain is starting to turn off. From our deeper understanding of the practice, we realize that in order to stop thoughts that are of lower vibrations, we replace them with something else. And so in this practice today, we replace those with a hum. And perhaps we've already seen we can hum for only a few moments and actually shift our energy. So this is to be used anywhere, anytime, to change the energetic flow within ourselves to a calmer, higher vibration. So now let's go just a wee bit deeper. We're going to hum again a few more times. You'll inhale when you choose, resist the urge to go to any place of struggle. Allow the hum to be very natural in terms of volume, and also allow it to be very natural for you in this moment in terms of tone. Feel free to place one hand on your belly and the other on the heart if you choose. This can help prevent the sound from going up and being stuck in the throat, creating a coughing action. If it does happen, just pause and then proceed once everything's calmed. So we'll hum for a period of time. I'll give you a cue to soften into the silence. We'll enjoy the silence, and then I'll call you out with 3 chimes. So when we're ready, we're in a comfortable position. Perhaps now we've stopped any other activity and we're in a seated, easeful position. And when you're ready, we'll just inhale and begin humming. Mm. 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 Last one. Mm. Keeping the eyes closed, just pause for a few moments to notice the effects of this humming meditation. And then slowly and gently allow the palms to come towards one another at heart center just for a moment to acknowledge some gratitude for this really lovely, energetic joining that just took place. And when you are ready, slowly and gently opening the eye.
Om Shanti, Karen. That was so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, what a powerful meditation. I teach my students always to focus on the breath and how it can be so grounding, and then the thoughts of the sound itself, and doing it externally, making them the sound of the humming sound out loud is that a type of pranayama and meditation linked together, which I so love. And I love that you linked it to where you can do it anywhere and at any time, any place, to feel this grounding, loving meditation. It was very powerful, and I even felt the resonance of the chimes at the end. I felt it vibrating to me. So thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
It was great. Well, thank you all for being here with us on this only our second edition of the Silent Bed podcast, broadcasting to you live from HAPS TV. You can, I don't know if Karen's on HAPS now as well, so if you want to follow each one of us, you can just um, follow me at Donna Melanson and Karen Pagano. She is here on HAPS now, so find her link. Looks like Mark also typed in your website for you.
Oh,
At
I'll put my glasses on so I can actually read that. Oh, thank you so much, Mark. That's perfect. Thank you. How kind.
Yep, shikspirityoga.com. So thank you all. Looks like Dindy is here with us. Mark, shout out to Dindy, who's watching, looks like on Twitter. And Chris and Martin from Toronto watching in, and Mark from Fort Lauderdale. So thank you all for being here with us, and thank you for taking the time to pause for peace. And Karen and I will see you next time on, maybe you'll see us here again on HAPS. Who knows? But we'll see you next time on The Silent Bit. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you, Tina, for being here with us. We love you. Any last words, Karen, before we go?
Oh, that was just a blessing. Thank you. And I hope everyone has an absolutely magnificent rest of their day. Thank you for taking this time.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone. Take a deep breath in and exhale, let it all go.